Welcome to the House of Cush, and today we are going to be doing the Cush Almanac for the weekly forecast. This is going to be for July the 19th through the 25th, y'all. Now, this week is all about relationships, building wealth, and commitment, creating power. All right. Now, just to give you a little rundown, the week begins under a waxing crescent moon in Libra, and this encourages diplomacy, visibility, things like networking and creating mutually beneficial partnerships. Now, midweek, that first quarter moon, it forms in Scorpio, and this is going to mark a decisive turning point where intentions require commitment and action. Now, by Friday, the moon enters Sagittarius, shifting the focus towards expansion, education, travel, and long-term vision. All right. So this week, this is the week to refine your brand. Hey, define your brand for sure. Deepen your strategy and stop hesitating, okay? The astrology rewards those who are willing to make intentional decisions instead of waiting for like perfect conditions. Now, Mars forming a supportive sextile to Saturn reinforces disciplined action over impulsive moves, right? So slow motion better than no motion all the time, okay? Now, lunar flow, how this moon is going to go for the next 7 days starting tomorrow. Now, Sunday through Tuesday, you've got that waxing crescent in Libra, and then Tuesday onward, we got the first quarter moon as it enters Scorpio. And then Wednesday through Thursday, we've got a waxing gibbous moon in Scorpio as well. Now, as we shift into Friday through Saturday, we're shifting for that waxing gibbous moon in Sagittarius. Now, what does it all mean? Well, let's get into the details, all right? Let's get into the day-by-day, play-by-play, okay? Sunday, the waxing crescent moon in Libra, you can tap into the theme of visibility, attracting opportunity, right? Now, that Libra moon that we're sitting in, it's going to encourage you to build those it's going to encourage you to build relationships. It's going to encourage you to pursue like-minded individuals into your creative space and your life. And you may be encouraged, right, to invest. Now, mind you, with the presentation, Libra is all about that Venus energy. So keep in mind the presentation is always going to be at the top of the list. Now, again, investing in your relationships, all right? We're going to brand and we're going to focus in on our reputations. Now, entrepreneur forecast. Let's get into it. You guys, refresh your website or your storefront tomorrow, okay? Update social media profiles, like your contacts, outdated stories, information. Go ahead and, take a little time to do that today and into tomorrow. Y'all know I like to get down on Saturday. That's why I see it today, but by tomorrow, you definitely need to be on your zone. Now, you may want to think about reaching out to some former clients, again, with that relationship energy from Libra. Begin conversations that could very well become collaborations, okay? And the market energy, so today's Mars-Saturn sextile Sunday, it supports patience and disciplined execution, right? Now, traders may find that waiting for high probability setups is more productive than chasing every move. You may favor structured trade plans over impulsive energies tomorrow. Let's get into the root work of the team. If you're into getting or doing root work, you may think about attraction work, honey jars, which are good for slow, intentional things. Eventually it's going to yield positive results. Glamour oils and client drawing candles, all right? Now, botanically, the ally for tomorrow is going to be rose. Rose is drawing harmony, favorable relationships, and attraction, okay? Now, Monday on July the 20th, the moon is still going to be sitting in that Libra energy. So, you need to be thinking about refining before you scale. And how might you do this? Well, small improvements create lasting success. You need to know that, little bit by bit. And eventually you got a full-blown machine and ecosystem. Now, entrepreneurs, your forecast I need you guys to polish your premium offers, all right? Value and worth, okay? How is it going? Improve your customer experience. Review your pricing and update branding and product photography, right? You really getting ready for the shift. There's a shift happening astrologically that we're going to talk about once we run this down. And you'll see why you're being given a little time to prep and strategize and really refine, because it's going to be a whole nother system, right? And if you intend to quantum leap, evolve, you know, step into the new season with confidence, you're going to need a little strategy. But anywho, Monday, that market energy, it has Libra favoring balance, right? We all know that. And you want to avoid revenge trading after losses. Let your strategy, not emotion, determine your next move. So Monday, the root work you can do is maybe like dress your planner, your laptop, or your business cards with a small amount of cinnamon, bay, and prosperity oil, you know, just like anointed. You can anoint it also with a sigil, you know. Now, botanically, Monday, you could tap into bay laurel, I would suggest, because it's always good for victory, recognition, and business success. Like that's the purpose you're going to give that. Now, let's get into Tuesday, okay? That's the 21st. That first quarter moon in Scorpio, baby, you are committing without looking back now. You done made your decision. You done picked your side, okay? This is what I'm doing, and this is how I'm going, where I'm going. And that first quarter moon, see y'all, it marks a turning point. Like Scorpio, it gets deep, and it asks you to eliminate hesitation and move with purpose. Release what drains your energy so that your resources can flow towards your true priority. Now, entrepreneurs, Tuesday, you might go ahead and schedule an offer. Like launching an offer is going to be good for Tuesday. Okay, raise your rates if you've outgrown them. There's a lot of discussion about what's worth it, what's not, what's this, what's that. Like, first of all, you know what you're worth. You know how much value and intention that you put into anything that you do. So, hey, you know, move accordingly. You know, now also in business partnerships, entrepreneurs that no longer align, maybe even personal too, y'all, because like that can affect your dreams and your goals and your day-to-day. Also, focus on high value clients. Like, you know, no, focus on that. Like, people invest in what they value, and they, you know, it's not a begging situation with that Scorpio energy, because it's refined, it's deep, it's done well, it's detailed, you know what I'm saying? So boom, you're gonna attract that energy. Now let's get into the market for Tuesday. So Scorpio, it often corresponds with heightened emotional intensity. Now, expect increased volatility and avoid over trading, y'all. Protect capital first and let risk management guide every single decision. All right, day traders, lock in. Root work, if you're into some things. Root work, you could do road opening on Tuesday. Maybe if you did an uncrossing, some protection work for sure, because Tuesday is ruled by Mars, heavy energy, especially Scorpio. Money drawing, okay, and ancestor offerings, alrighty. Now, botanically, Hadron the Conqueror root for Tuesday for sure. Courage, confidence, and overcoming obstacles is the name of the game when you are utilizing Hadron the Conqueror root, okay? Now, Wednesday, that's the 22nd, y'all. The moon is still in Scorpio, and what we are doing is focusing on strategic power. Today's energy supports depth over breadth. Now, entrepreneurs, let's get into it. Wednesday, audit your business expenses, okay? Improve your back-end systems and strengthen your contracts, all right? And automate repetitive tasks. Work smarter, not harder. We've been on this for a while, and you probably like, damn. But I really feel like, again, the universe, spirits, our guys, they're just giving us time. because they know what it's going to be like. Now, the market, Scorpio rewards preparation on Wednesday. And you guys, let technical analysis and disciplined execution lead instead of reacting emotionally to headlines or price swings. Root work. All right, Wednesday you could do some protection jars. You might like construct one, or like refresh, like activate it, shake it, you know, say your little psalms or prayers or affirmations, whatever you would like to do. That's going to be a good day for cord cutting as well. Reversal work as well as spiritual cleansing is going to be good for that energy on Wednesday if you're doing root work. Now, botanically, I would encourage you guys to tap into Rue on Wednesday. This is good for protection and uncrossing. Now, Thursday hits. That's the 23rd. We still eat, you know, we're gonna be in Scorpio for about 3 days, guys. And it's gonna be very interesting energy. Now, and you need to protect it, okay? That's what it's hitting on for your Thursday, protecting your energy. Not every single opportunity deserves your attention. Like, if you are an entrepreneur, you guys should review where your time is leaking. Eliminate unnecessary meetings, products, or commitments that don't support your long-term goals. Now, market-wise, favor quality over quantity on Thursday. One well-executed trade is better than several impulsive ones, traders. Okay? Root work. Refresh your protection wards around your home, your workspace, and your business. Agrimony is going to be a good botanical ally for Thursday. It removes negative energy while strengthening personal power. Now, Friday, the 24th, all right, the moon is going to be in Sagittarius. You can use this energy to expand your vision. The atmosphere is becoming so much more lighter and much more optimistic, so it's the perfect time. Think beyond today's sales and plan for the next season of your business or your creative projects. Entrepreneurs, go ahead and think, or don't even think, do record even your educational content. Y'all know Saturn, not Saturn, I want to talk about Saturn so bad. I don't know why Saturn wants to be talked about. Maybe it's a energy, a transit that happens. I'm gonna look in a second. But Sagittarius, okay, Sagittarius is all about education and knowledge and expansion. So use that energy for that on Friday. You can plan future launches and explore new markets, you know, be inquisitive, travel, move. Like, you could do that in different ways. Now, market-wise, Friday, Sagittarius will increase your optimism. Confidence is valuable, but don't let it become overconfidence. Stick to your trading rules, day traders. Root work, you could do some road opening and success work, and this is going to receive supportive energy today, okay, on that good little Friday. Now, cinnamon, come through with the cinnamon on Friday. This is good for success, prosperity, as well as momentum, a little get up and go, okay? And finally, we got Saturday, which is the 25th. You'll still be sitting in the Sagittarius energy, and you're going to be encouraged to dream a little bigger. You got to think big, bitch. Y'all remember that meme? That was funny, but true. You got to think big. Vision without action, though, it remains just a fantasy. So use Saturday's expansive energy to map your next chapter, right? Like I said, we strategize and we get it together on Saturdays. We're not necessarily, yeah, we get it together. And the more you create those systems, the more you set yourself up, you know, 1 week you do a little less, then a little less, and eventually it's running on its lonesome and you just kind of checking in. Love to see it. Now, think in terms of planning your August campaigns. You need to be thinking about that on Saturday. Develop your new digital products, if any. Invest in your education, take you a class, some sort of certificate, you know, get you some knowledge. Set quarterly goals. So we need to be thinking in terms of 90 days. I feel like I mentioned it the other day, but I'm gonna reiterate. Think 90 days, a quarter, okay? Now, let's get into the market energy for Saturday. Saturday is a strong day for reviewing the week's trades, okay? Refine your trading journal. Yes, you should have one, and prepare for the next week ahead. Reflection builds consistency. So look back, do a little review, and then check it out, okay? Now, if you're going to do some root work on Saturday, I would say maybe burn you a purple or gold candle for abundance, wisdom, and expansion. Obviously, these are the ground foundations of these workings, and you can kind of add your own little je ne sais quoi to each one to give you, give it what it needs. You know how soon you need something. You know in what capacity you need it. And there are ways to formulate those candles and things and time spans to do that. Now, you could use nutmeg on Saturday. And why? Because the nutmeg is good for luck, prosperity, and fortunate opportunities, right? And that's what Sagittarius is all about, with that Jupiter energy coming through. And I feel like sitting down with, y'all know I've been heavy on that Saturn shit, but sitting down with that Saturn energy and then getting that good luck, getting that prosperity, in whatever you're willing to put the work in and plant for a good harvest season, right? So it could go real good Saturday if you use that energy wisely. Now, the bigger entrepreneur forecast of the week, this week favors business owners who are visible, consistent, and willing to make strategic decisions. Collaboration opens doors early in the week with the Libra energy, while the Scorpio moon demands commitment and stronger boundaries. By the time we get to the weekend, shift your focus from daily tasks to long-term expansion, okay? Now, market outlook. We've got a very interesting transit, right? So that Mars-Saturn sextile, it's going to support traders who value discipline over excitement. The best trading energy for this week, well, Sunday and Monday, you can do like planning, research, and building your watch list. Like, do that on Sunday and Monday. On Tuesday, Tuesday through Thursday, I would maybe suggest following through and staying disciplined, because this is going to be a heightened emotional, very intense, and it's got the potential for volatility. So you need to be focused in, locked in, do what you say you're going to do. Don't let nobody take you off your square. Friday through Saturday, I would suggest reviewing performance, like we talked about, refining your strategy, and you can prepare for the coming week rather than forcing trades, because you stay ready so you didn't have to get ready. The market rewards patience this week more than speed. Protecting capital is just as important as growing in. You've been given adequate time to really lock in with that theory. Now, let's get into the ritual sweet spots. So, if you're looking to weave in some rituals to work on your goals, you may think about doing money drawing on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. All right. Client attraction work, customer attraction work can be done on Sunday and Monday. And protection and uncrossing, that's better Tuesday through Thursday. Okay, mark your calendars. You could do some ancestor work on Tuesday and Wednesday. Right? Road opening Tuesday and Friday. Okay. Now, success and expansion Friday and Saturday for sure. Do not miss Friday and Saturday. So go ahead and put this in y'all calendar, okay? Now let's think about the whole week. Let's give it up, because sometimes we be like over seasoning our candles and our petitions and our oils. So this week we gonna focus on the main team, and that's gonna be Bay Laurel. Why? Okay. First of all, you need to be doing prosperity work, and you can use the bay laurel leaf. You can carry it in your planner, think maybe your wallet after you've cleaned it out this week. Now, you could write one clear financial goal on another bay leaf and place it beneath a green candle during your prosperity work. All right, so there are a few or two things that you could do with that And it's very easily accessible. You can go to your local grocery store, Botanical. Now, I will say, when you do get them from like international grocery stores, or maybe even like, that's going to be more variety and like better quality to me. Now, in terms of if you want them already sourced and blessed from ethical sources, and you know, you want your items already worked, of course you need to look into a spiritual store, a pocket theory, something like what I do, or in your local area. Now, I do ship, but you know, you want to get it right quick, you can go to your local area, okay? Now, let's get into this weekly conjure message, because I am going to pull some cards for us. All right, y'all? Oh, I haven't forgotten. I do have to talk about the astrology. I can't let that go. I can't. I can go to the script just a bit, but I saw something and I was like, oh shit, I need to let them know. Now, but first things first, your next level, it isn't asking for more effort. What it's asking for is greater intention. So you need to let your relationships open doors, and you know, let your discipline protect your resources. Okay, and let your courage carry you through the first quarter moon's call to action, because that's what it's doing. Now, the seeds planted now, they're going to be strengthened by every decision you make with purpose this week, right? You know, favor. You have whatever it is you're willing to hustle for. I kept hearing that. Like, kept hearing it. Hold on, y'all. Wait just a second, because I'm going to pull cards while we wait for the astrology. I don't even care. We definitely going to get that one in. Because it's a Pluto transit that's happening this week that we need to talk about. Now, mind you, I do put out the Cush Almanac, and I post little snippets of it throughout the month. But if you are looking to pre-plan ahead and, you know, get yourself all the way together, that almanac is available already put together. But there are some significant shifts that I want to talk to us about collectively. But go ahead and tap in and get your copy. We even got some top of the year forecast, and this really why I want to talk about it, because we discussed the Pluto energy like in the beginning, because it was an overall theme. It was a big theme, right? And there was a lot of energy that we weren't gonna be tapping on for real until like August and such. Well, August is almost here, and we are getting ready to make some significant astrological transits that are going to be excellent for new things and new culture. You know, identity shifts and quantum leaping is going to be favored right now. But those gray areas are what's going to tear ass up. And not being strategic, and being realistic about your ability to bring forth. Because as you know, Rootwork Conjure, when we look into it, you do have to do a thing. You know, you got to do a thing. You can't just rub the bottle and the genie come. You got to do a thing. So that's what we're going to tap into over in this direction, right? But I'm going to, it came back on, y'all. So let me see if I can give y'all a rundown. Okay, we got the notes. Now, again, this is astrology. Very important astrology for the upcoming week. Okay. Y'all know how it is when you be like uploading something. Listen, I'm going to take an intuitive message or two. Okay, fine. There we go. Now, it obviously want me to stay on this page, so I will. Oh, no, it's moving. I was going to say, okay, hold on. Okay, 2026 astrology that we need to be concerned with this week, all right? Was this 19th through the 25th? Okay. So, July, now it's the 18th. The 18th is today. So, today, Pluto trines Uranus, right? Now, this is all about breakthroughs, innovation, and progressive societal change, liberation from old power structures. It's also going to be heavy Chevy today, be mindful where you put that energy. Now, we also have, what is this? The 25th, which we'll be experiencing Saturday, okay? That has spiritually uplifting transformation energy. The collective imagination, it's going to meet deep psychological restructuring on Saturday. So, put a pin in that. Now, you also have on the 20th, which is in a few days, Pluto opposes Jupiter, okay? And it's at 4 degrees. Now, this is in expansion versus intensity vibes. There could be a possible overreach, heavy power plays on the about the 20th. And we also want to focus in on optimism versus control dynamics on the 20th, right? And what is this Monday? Emotions, Pluto heavy. I'm going to get into some more energy for Pluto. Now, Venus conjuncts Pluto on the 19th at 3 degrees Aquarius. This is a rare cluster, and it's important because this is an activation, right? This is a seasonal kind of activation. This is opening your window for that personal transformation, the power things within relationships, communication, again, identity evolution, right? And your willful action, all that's going to be intensified. Power, communication power. So that is going to be on the 19th, okay? So we getting into it. We getting into it. That energy we've been talking about. And if you can kind of like transmute, and when I say transmute, like you got your systems ready, you know where to put that energy, and you remain kind of grounded and focused, you'll be okay. But if you get lost in the sauce, oh my. Now, I'm going to leave that off because that's like next week on the 26th. We'll talk about that next Saturday. But, let's see what we got here. More coming up. Now, let's see. On the 26th, okay, this is the week that node shifts, and that's major. Why is it major? Because it's going to be a collective activation, and communities are going to shift. Social structures, networks. It's going to be a lot of future-focused ideals around that time. That's going to be like the true north node is going to be shifting into Aquarius, right? Then the south node enters into Leo. I said I was going to wait, but I feel like that's like the day after. So Saturday. So I feel like you need to be getting prepared for that. All right. Now, on that same day, like I said, the south node goes into Leo, right? This is going to be you focusing on patterns around personal identity, spotlight, ego conditioning, and creative self-assertion, release, and or refinement. All right. It's going to last for a while. It's going to last until the 26th, March the 26th of 2028. Let me be specific. So, all that, like people trying to control things, that's going to be negative. Performance stress. People are more focused on like humanitarian structures. There'll be a tech expansion for sure. And decentralized community formation. Okay, that's going to be a thing. Let's see. Uranus will trine Pluto today at 4 degrees. Okay, why is this significant? It's significant because, again, there's a long-term air element that's still flowing, and it's all about innovation and transformation right now. And you have it going between technology and communication, where that Uranus and Gemini comes in. All right, as well as collective systems, Pluto and Aquarius. So lean to all things weird. If it feels kind of interesting, you might want to look and see if it's worth a gander, a look. So with that Jupiter opposing Pluto on the 20th, it's particularly powerful and it's very rare, okay? So that ambition, that focus on inequality, you know, what's right and wrong, social control, like it's gonna be interesting to say the least. And this is on a wider scale, right? But those are things you need to pay attention to in the market, you know, when it comes to trading and doing business and launching and just life in general, like period. The culture is shifting heavily this week, right? You've got Jupiter trying to Neptune on the 20th, which is cool because what it does is it brings the benefic Jupiter and the dreamy Neptune and spiritual Neptune. Like, this is going to be very uplifting when it comes to like aspects of astrology. This is uplifting, and it can give you creative inspiration and visionary optimism that you need to get through this, right? To start anew. So this is significant because it's in that same window of Jupiter-Pluto opposition. So, you know, right. Now, what is that? The 25th Saturday. Yeah. You're getting out of it. You're going forward. So you're going to feel that heavy. Why is Neptune is sextile Pluto Saturday? Okay, that's significant. Anything else? Anything else? You know, we got that full moon in Aquarius coming up soon, but that's on the 29th. We'll prep for that soon. You'll get some information on that very soon. Turn your notifications. Okay, but that's it. That's all I got, y'all, for this. But yo, so if you feeling like boom, bad, boom, like this week, that's why. Like, I gotta do something different. Like, I gotta get my life. I gotta get on my Zoom. That's why. I just heard stand for something or fall for anything this week. That's the energy. Like, what you got going on? What you all about? That's what people are into, and they want you to be passionate, and they want you to be real about that shit. There's a heavy, like, responsibility or, like, energy, though. I'm seeing that. It's a heavy cross the bow, right? But you are the perfect person for the job, dog. Otherwise, you wouldn't have made it this far in my podcast. All right, Spirit. Thank you so much for opening the roads for me on behalf of the collective. Thank you so much for covering and protecting us as we go on this journey. And thank you for the gift. You know I do not abuse it, and I love it and I honor it. Now, what guidance do you have for us for the week ahead, Spirits? What guidance do you have for the tribe the week ahead? Guys, let's see. Overall, we got the Bishop C.H. Mason in reverse, Hierophant, 5 energy. Tell me about the past, relationships and contracts, courting in the upright, present, 6 of coins in the upright, 6 of pentacles, collective energy, daughter of sticks in the reverse, near future, 10 of sticks in the reverse. It came right the fuck back out. Y'all remember when I split the deck earlier and I was kind of like, okay, I was talking about that burden. Yo, that shit. I thought I was going to shuffle and get away from it. It came right back out. Oh my goodness. So let's see what's going on. Okay, Spirits. Why is the Bishop C.H. Mason in reverse? Why is that in reverse for the week? Because there's some sort of unconventional or less than traditional relationship or friendship here that you'll be building over the next possible 2 months. Take it where it resonates. And maybe that's what you'll be realizing. You'll be forming alliances and networks that are not necessarily traditional, okay? But you'll find them harmonious, right? Now, T-wise, if you got somebody that in the past did you dirty this week, this could be a Taurus, okay? And I also see a fire sign, feminine energy, but I'm not going to jump. They 7 of coins in reverse. There was something done over the past 7 years, and you could have felt like maybe y'all was cool. So like 2 of baskets in the upright. Like this is perfect. Maybe a little untraditional, but perfect. Yeah, somebody did something while they didn't think you was watching, and they're gonna be getting their issue because of this. They don't want to think about it. Ooh, but it's throwing their day-to-day off. 6 of baskets in the reverse. Okay, 2 of coins in reverse. Somebody doesn't want to accept the responsibility here. They don't want to feel responsible for a mother of coins in reverse. Could be Leo here. This person was not nurturing. This person, you know, a taker. This is a taker. This person is this masculine. Well, I'm saying masculine because it's a man on this card. But, you know, take it where it resonates. Don't apply, let it fly. But for a very long time, this person has been sharing and building with someone who was really a weak foundation, especially if you consider like the pentacles and the coins energy, right? Building on a weak ass foundation. Also, someone who wasn't very interested in self-care. They're very selfish, not nurturing at all. That's why they refuse to take responsibility for the way things are. But there's a sense of retribution here, though. There is a sense of retribution there. All right, let's get into the contract from the past. This is a contract that someone is not able to walk away from. I got the free man in reverse. A commitment, if you will. Why not? Because there's an empress here. Aries could be significant. There's an empress here. And they've chosen their empress, right? Or their leader, if you will. I don't know, right? Boss. And it looks as though, yeah, somebody's just refusing to change their mind. They refuse to change their mind. They not listening to shit. Son of Knives in the reverse. To the point of obsession. Daughter of Baskets in reverse. There's a lack of stability here, a lack of guidance within the home, or the foundation. Again, with that 4 of Sticks in reverse, it's just not stable, and this could be due to this Leo energy again. This person is in some existing contracts that don't have anything to do with you, and there's a Leo and there's an Aries here that they're in contracts with, and they could have held these people to very high standards. I see them coming out in the upright. Like, to me, that's significant energy. That's you taking a stance and the identity and what it is, like, right? Okay. So those are very important energies. The help, though, the grants, the loans, ooh. If you are applying for grants, loans, like things like that, investments, 6 of coins, presently, that's a good thing to do. It's a good long-term investment, and it's going to bring you into harmony and balance with the goals that you're trying to pursue. There is a lack of support, maybe in structure. 10 of coins in reverse for a Mother of Baskets in reverse. This could be a Cancer feminine energy here. Someone could be even hiding this, right? Ooh, I just heard also people could be under the illusion. They could be quiet on the creek. They could be under the illusion presently that, you know, maybe you don't have support. You don't have nurturing. You're not following your intuition. But guess what? 6 of coins. 6 of coins. Keep it to yourself. Hey, if they 911, that's gonna be significant for somebody. If they want to assume like Marilyn Monroe, you ain't got no sense, then let them assume it. Like, okay, whatever. You don't got nothing to prove. Tell me about the Daughter of Sticks in reverse. So fire sign energy here. The collective is there may have been some fear here of being independent or like striking out, but it's time for you to take action with the Son of Sticks. Heavy fire sign energy. 9 of Knives in reverse could be indicating an investment that you failed, something failed. And there's a humiliation here. There's a loss here. 911 is heavily significant. Somebody got something going on, babes. This is a son and a daughter, and or someone that is very reactive. Take it where it resonates. They finna be in trouble. This person could be led by this father. These people are being misguided and led by this father of coins. In reverse, this person doesn't have any foundation. There's lacking. There's a loss here. This person is making some moves, baby. 3 days. Earth sign masculine, taking action, reckless, risky action. This is not just one person around you, though. This is like 3 people, and they could even be encouraging this, right? Like that earth sign is the one that's like pulling the strings and making the calls, whether they be selfish or not. They doing it, and they could be telling other people to do things. This is a continued cycle. Because this person has lost a battle here, and they are at a crossroads. 8 of Knives, like somebody got to make a decision over the next 8 weeks. There needs to be some sort of strategy being implemented, because really, again, not physically battling. This is not a fight you want to do. Like, why would you want to battle with this individual? It's giving dreadful energy, okay? Selfish, not disciplined, can't save. Now, if this is not a literal person in your energy, and maybe this could be embodying something that you need to release, also take it where it resonates, because this is all about perspective. And usually what you see, what you spy in others is sometimes a reflection of what you are accepting or what you have going on in your energy. So always take it where it resonates, but be mindful of these confirmations. Decisions, honey. Decisions. Like, they want you to take action, but they don't want you to be reckless. And there's an element of not being secure, not saving, and not, like, feeling restless and feeling like doing eradicated shit because of that, right? Moving, like, we talked about that, especially with the day trader energy. I'm going to tap back into that. Now, tell me about this burden. 10 of Sticks in reverse. Somebody burdened because you could be healing. You're healing from this individual, and they are now burdened. They are stressed out. This could inspire some quick communication and movement over the next 8 days. And somebody could be getting some communication from a toxic member. Somebody's in trouble. The Dr. Buzzard in reverse. Unfair, unbalanced, and Libra energy. Something you need to look back on 10 months ago. Libra. There could have been something negative. Ooh, 7 of Baskets in reverse. Something you weren't paying attention to. Somebody wasn't thinking clearly. This is a Mother of Sticks in reverse. This fire sign's not thinking clearly. Ooh, you need to watch out for her. She might try to come towards you. She might try to have some conversation. This is a fire sign. She's quite aggressive. 10 of Knives in reverse. You need to, upright, you need to be mindful of that person. It's active as energy. And if this is you, be mindful of rushing into shit, really not knowing and not having a plan, being too overly, like, go with it, but, make sure you know what you're doing. Okay? Consider all possibilities. You need to be able to map it out, baby. Okay, let's talk to the guides and see what the guides, because that's the ancestors. I'm not going to pull any more for them. I feel like they're basically like, hey, we told you. We told you. Yeah, somebody presently, a water sign, it's Cancer. She's concealing some form of, emotion. Upset about some investment. Upset about a lack of support. Present energy. Mother. Somebody needs to heal so they can achieve a goal. They need to fix something. Okay. Tell me overall energy this week. 5 of Cups in reverse. Something you shouldn't be regretting. Do not regret the end of these personal and emotional relationships. I got the World card. These aren't relationships or past energies that you should regret. Whatever happened 5 months ago, take it where it resonates. This is not something you got to be mulling over. Yeah, there's someone, a Virgo here. Someone, there's a Virgo energy. Somebody has found some form of grounding. Let me see. What's this Two of Pentacles in reverse with Virgo? Somebody's Virgo, somebody's loyalty or attempt at it anyway, Knight of Cups in the upright, is they're attempting some form of loyalty here. There's a financial irresponsibility, not being able to juggle, do something, committing to something is not responsible unless you really enjoy it or like it. There's a system of control when it comes to money, finances, and investments. And maybe this is why you should release the past contracts and lovers. And that's something probably that you're having a hard time making peace with. Like somebody's can't make peace with the fact that this contract from the past is over. Maybe feeling like they lost out on an investment. They didn't get what they put into it. What's this, 6-7 years ago? Yeah, we were just talking about the facts. Yeah, this could be an investment, a learning curve. Yeah, it's time for you to act though, but not recklessly. They like do something, but don't not have a plan. But they want you to start worrying and stop being afraid. This is causing you to be in the hangman position. Pisces could be significant in that. That's going to have Pisces waning gibbous at the end of the month. That's relevant for somebody. Now, past Four of Cups in reverse. We got that in the ancestors. Yeah, there's someone denying you something, and it's caused a little bit of money issue, but it's also helped because it made you more disciplined. It made you more disciplined, and the family is not quite satisfied or happy with the fact that you've been getting some form of financial assistance or that someone's getting some help. Yeah, there could have been some illness or some form of hurt here. Someone was trying to hurt someone, and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse is now in debt. Somebody could have gotten sick or hurt physically or ill, and this Queen of Pentacles, maybe they didn't save. They're in debt. Somebody's in debt from the past presently. Now, a Queen of Cups in reverse and a Queen of Swords in reverse. They've been sticking together this week. I noticed that. I noticed whoever you are. This is a water sign presently in your energy, and maybe a air sign. These two feminine energies, very low. They playing it low and slow. Okay, Cancer. This is pushing for some form of energy. Like I'm just building momentum. Yeah, somebody wants to come towards you, building momentum. It's really got somebody in a space. They encountered something bad because of something they did. They did it. Yeah, 3 days ago, 1 day ago. Maybe, they kept being manipulative. They kept manipulating, being in terms of emotions, falling right into the not taking care of themselves, also not following their intuition. And it's like they're still coming towards you and blaming you for their misfortunes when they're the ones who actively made these bad decisions, especially recently, even 3 days ago. It's something that somebody could have done some magic. Gemini. So we got a Gemini presently and a Cancer. This is confirmation. Somebody is no longer working together, losing out on some sort of opportunity of employment. Somewhere they were held in very high regard. There's trouble ahead for these people because maybe someone thought they could avoid this. Yep, they did. The Tower in reverse this week. They thought they could avoid that shit. They did something. Yo, Spirit says, but a decision is going to be made. Judgment. Take it where it resonates. A decision is going to be made because they decided. They could avoid something. Skip out. But now they stuck. Success. Somebody may have celebrated you when you lost some form of opportunity. They were doing magic 3 days ago. Ooh, I miss. Manifesting 3 days ago. Manifesting a downfall for you to be stuck. The Fool in reverse. Okay, period. The Devil in reverse. Capricorn energy. Yeah, somebody's not realizing. Somebody not realizing that they did something wrong. This is the devil and the Hierophant in reverse. This could be a father figure or someone who, this could be a business owner, someone maybe you thought that was quite solid emotionally and truly cared, but this is a person who doesn't want you to know their true nature. That's why you can't move forward. Wise emotional decisions too, collectively. Do the thing. Go, because 2 of Wands, King of Wands. Moving forward to get some form of justice, a fire sign, could be an Aquarius. Somebody's going to realize this week that they are able to get out of a trap, and it seems as though they were under the illusion, maybe somebody, a Cancer, was under the illusion they could fix a situation or receive an offer or opportunity, but it looks like they'll be battling a few things over the next 5 days because they didn't get what they wanted. They're losing. It's a legal battle. Somebody from your past is losing, and they're going to be quite broken up about it. It's also going to cause a breakdown in the relationships. Now, maybe, or this is why a person decided to end things. Now, they're refusing to walk away because they've decided that they're the emperor and they're the stronger or better individual, but this shit is dead. We got Aries, Leo, and Scorpio. This is done. Yeah, this is over. No more celebration, no more collaboration. 3 of Cups in reverse. You the Empress. Boop. You don't need these. They don't align with you. You need to start over. 4 of Wands, and do it quick. Maybe even move, relocate. The past bad investments, you know, things were slow, maybe because there were things that you couldn't recognize or see. You couldn't see these people's true face, and it did cause a little, like, a lack of, like, insightfulness, right? Opportunities. 4, 5, 6, 7 of Cups. There's lots of opportunities here. Lots of opportunities. Lack of patience. You maybe feel like the blessings aren't coming because they're slow, but just know you got a lot of things coming in. Near future, though. Less than 6 weeks ago, somebody could have been exposed for some sort of theft, or like there's been a trickster spirit, and this could have slowed you down recently. This is what you've been fighting with. You've been trying to see what's going on. You've been battling with some shit, and it slowed you down, and there's something that's being exposed about it. A loss of investment from a King of Swords. Yeah, and somebody's being strategic. They've lost some sort of opportunity. A Queen of Wands, a fire sign feminine, is escaping poverty by being controlling. This could be a Sagittarius feminine trying to control reality, but she's like bending it for her own. There's something that's being seen within 2 weeks by that masculine energy, that King of Pentacles. Somebody sees that they shouldn't have rushed into some form of planning here. They didn't plan. And now their ass is where ass because they weren't ready for these 10 of Pentacles in reverse. This person knows that they need to come forward to you with some form of truth or apology, and they're gonna do that within the next week. They're gonna reveal some information to you, or what they feel like is pertinent information. Yeah, Page of Swords here, because they want another chance, they want another opportunity now to do what? Y'all know how I feel about that type. Take it where it resonates, but opportunities, ideas, dreams are important by the end of the week, because your dreams are going to tell you what you need to do next to any. Maybe somebody could be trying to get this information out of you. Ooh, tell me more. Pisces. Yeah, somebody doesn't want you to create something because they know that it will be easier for you to deal with yourself, easier for you to build yourself, protect yourself. So there's a way here. Yeah, there's a secret. Adaption. Like, they want to know your secret. But I tell you, they want to know your secret. The secret is you are adaptable to change. You're not afraid. Shit. And they can't fix this. You know, they can't fix this by finding some form of enjoyment here. Maybe feeling like, okay, everything's cool, you being still, you're not really doing that thing. They think because you being still, you going through a destruction phase, a deconstruction phase, and maybe feeling like you don't have some form of confidence and you're not trusting your wisdom, right? But you just know when to talk, you know when to say, communicate, and you keep it on the hush. Disguise here. You know when to adapt and be a chameleon, and when to shed and when to go, you know. So now there's a collaboration that could be kind of tricky. Somebody could be working with a trickster spirit to cause some form of chaos for you. Ooh, peace in reverse. And this hasn't been revealed to you because maybe there's something in reverse somebody doesn't realize. Free. Hold on. Yeah, there's some form of freedom here. There's a way out. But maybe you're not following your instincts. There's some energy here around you that's causing an imbalance, Libra. And Spirit doesn't want you to get consumed with minimizing your blessings, but it isn't spiritually evolved. Something's not spiritually evolved. You're being defended. Scorpio and Pisces. There's a defensiveness here. There's a defensiveness because somebody refuses to evolve spiritually. This could be a family member. Family card came out. We still in it. Let me see. Overall, somebody's restless because they're not inspired. This could be a Cancer, somebody that you care for. It's restless energy. Yeah, things have changed, but there seems to be something you need to be more like cunning as a fox, like fox energy. Yeah, you need to be brave like a Leo, okay? Because maybe in the past you didn't believe in yourself, but they need you to forget that somebody's bad intentions, because it's not going to give you anything. This person is hateful, and really there's no workaround with this. This person just wants power. So patience. Yeah, they'll be patient. Death won't be kind to this person. The end won't be kind. You'll win, and whatever they doing, it won't work. The win is in, somebody, oh, that's interesting. But I'm going to close it out, y'all, because I'm at 57 minutes. Thank you, Spirit, for coming through and allowing me to get some insight into what we can expect for the next week for the collective. And I hope you guys got those confirmations. Now, if the message does resonate, go ahead, plan for your week of success, and really just tap into how you can shift things astrologically. Tarot is about the possibility of the thing. So we know this is the energy right now, as it stands, and you're going to put that where it needs to go and move to action. Lots of opportunities ahead of you though, right? So don't allow that to blind your intuition. Is also what I'm picking up. Like the feet of opportunity. Ooh, I don't know why they wanted me to tell y'all that. It's opportunity and it's blinding your intuition because you just want a new start so bad, right? I don't know who that's for. Oh, confirmation. But anyway, y'all, if you're looking to get a reading, strategy session, business forecast, anything like that, go ahead, click the link in my bio. I do have live appointments available online. We can Zoom, we can email, we can text. Okay, hun? The choice is yours during live hours. All right, y'all. Now, I appreciate you so much for joining me this rising. Make sure you check out the daily horoscopes on House of Cush Patreon, and turn on your notifications, y'all. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You never know who it might help, honey. Okay? All right, y'all. Have a great afternoon. We will chat soon. Bye.